Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Now in more unexpected gaming news today, Ghosts of Tsushima announced a brand new update coming this fall, which is going to add co-op and multiplayer modes to the game. It's definitely the last thing I expected to be announced today. This is over on the PlayStation blog. Let's dive in and take a look at it. Alrighty guys, so like I said, Ghost of Tsushima had an announcement today over on the PlayStation blog about Legends coming to PS4 fall 2020. Now Legends is, or I guess the Legends announcement is this new set of content which is bringing co-op and multiplayer modes to Ghosts of Tsushima, and it's a really interesting little announcement here. So the blog article reads that Legends is an entirely new experience. It's a separate mode from the main story of the game, following Jin and his companions on their journey, but instead focuses on 4 warriors who have been built up as legends in stories told by people of Tsushima. Ghosts of Tsushima's single-player campaign focuses on an open world and exploring the natural beauty of the island, but Legends haunting and fantastical, with locations and enemies inspired by Japanese folk tales and mythology, and an emphasis on cooperative combat and action. It's crazy, hey, I really didn't think they would be adding a co-op mode to this. I like straight off the bat, before we go any further, I think this is a cool thing. It's a free update, which is that gets a double thumbs up from me, because it means they're going to continue to support the game way past its launch period, which is now obviously past. And B, I think that a co-op mode for this kind of game could work. The gameplay was so much fun to play. Being able to experience that with some friends, I think could actually be really, really cool. And it's kind of nice they did this after launch as well, because it meant that the single player experience got a chance to shine, and now this co-op stuff's going to be added on later. So it says here, with 2 players in Ghost of Tsushima Legends, you'll be able to play as a series of co-op story missions that escalate in difficulty, building on the foundation of combat from the single player campaign. Thumbs up there, but with new magical twists that often require careful synchronization with your partner, which sounds really cool. With 4 players, you'll be able to take on wave-based survival missions, fighting groups of the toughest enemies Tsushima has to offer, including new Oni enemies with supernatural abilities. So that's something completely new to this game, which wasn't really in the single-player campaign, because that was a little bit more grounded. If you can beat the story and survival missions, you may be confident enough to take on the 4-player raid that will arrive shortly after launch of Legends, sending you and your partners to an entirely new realm to challenge brutally terrifying enemies. So it looks like Legends will be like an ongoing service type update that they can continue to update with content if they choose to. This is a really cool thing. Sucker Punch have done a great job with their game originally. Just making this game is like incredible that they could do it, and then adding this additional content on after, I think that it's a massive thumbs up from me. I guess this kind of roadmap from Sony and from Sucker Punch potentially goes to show us what is going to happen with The Last of Us Part 2 and Last of Us Part 2's multiplayer mode as well. I know that got pulled out of the game. That's been discussed quite publicly by Naughty Dog, and they've said that they're still looking at working on some sort of factions multiplayer type mode for TLOU 2. Maybe it comes in the form of these kind of free content updates for this. I'd always assumed that the multiplayer from Last of Us Part 2 would come out as a separate game, as a paid piece of content, but maybe it does end up being a free-to-play sort of experience like this added onto the game post-launch. It's good. It means people aren't going to obviously trade in their copies of the game so soon if they think this is coming. And, you know, for all you trophy hunters out there, I guarantee you that this update is going to include trophies in it as well, because why wouldn't it? It's such an easy thing for them to add trophies into, which means that if any one of you guys is a 100% trophy hunter account or collection or whatever it may be, you're likely going to need to play through this content as well to maintain your 100% trophy rating. And that may be frustrating for some people. I know a lot of people are upset when TLOU announced their couple of additional trophies, so that may be upsetting for some people, but inversely it may be really exciting for some people as well. Honestly, for me, I actually expected that Ghosts would have announced a harder difficulty, New Game Plus and stuff like that, and added trophies onto that as well, similarly to how we've seen them do in other Sony first-party games like The Last of Us. So this was the furthest thing I could have expected them to have done. But given how fun that combat was in this game, an excuse to come back to this game and play it, I guess, with friends is a really, really cool thing. So I'm fully on board with this. I support this. I think it's a really cool update, and I can't wait for this to finally happen. We don't have a date yet, and we don't have any more information beyond the trailer that's been playing and what I've kind of just read out from the blog, but I do think it's really cool. Let me know what you guys think of this update. Are you on board with this? Are you against this? Do you like this kind of content? Yeah, it's just, I'm so surprised. It's so random. It's not what I've expected at all. But I want to hear what you guys have to think. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this update. And I'll be sure to bring more news about this to the channel when I hear more news about it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you're a new viewer of the channel, or you're a viewer of the channel who hasn't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button down below. I would really, really appreciate it if you did. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.